wish this didn't have a timeout thing on it. There we go. You guys got an agenda, did you?
Yes.
Did you text?
I just texted Justin.
Well, we thought that the annual meeting went well.
Oh, that was gonna be my citizens comment.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was the best one I've been to since I've lived here, in that there was a lot of information, it was all available to you. I've never known, I had never had a clue what was going on before.
Wow.
I just thought it was, I thought you did a wonderful.
And it was only an hour.
And I really appreciated it.
All those articles, was it an hour?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Maybe a little over, was it a little over an hour?
No,
I think
there
it
wasn't that
was,
many
it
this
was
year,
like
was it?
an hour and 6 minutes or
Yeah.
something like that.
it was great.
Maybe there was, but by bundling them like we did under
Absolutely.
cost centers like public safety,
Absolutely.
public work, general
It makes total
administration,
sense, and you could
made,
look right
made
back.
everything a lot easier.
It
and-
was
We had reference to them all, you go right back.
Yeah.
And you can see what last year was, this year, you know, the
That's
difference.
right.
Yeah, I thought it was fantastic.
I think probably in another year, we could get not just the warrant, perhaps that information out a little bit sooner.
Yeah.
Like Jimmy was like, when was this available?
Well, he
We
didn't
could-
even read the letter that you sent, so.
I know.
It doesn't matter.
I asked him a few
And
days
it was
before, he was
on the
like, well, I don't
website,
know, I get a lot
so
of,
it is 6:01
It was
right
on
now.
no, but I'm just
website.
saying, you know.
Nice start.
Anything from Justin?
But,
Yeah, but that's like the old days, you
But
got
I
the
know.
book when you showed up and you're like, you know, voting on stuff without really having any knowledge.
absolutely, and if you
That's
ask a
not right.
question, it's implantation charges, you
Yeah.
know, I mean, it just,
Yeah, it's all there.
you had no information.
In the past, no.
Yeah, the board recommends this, X, Y, Z, period.
That's right, that's right.
I mean, no.
Vote.
No. And I think
There
next
was
year will
never
be
even
even a
any
little bit more
discussion.
refined and a little bit tighter.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
still a few things like the education fund and the education expenses that we gotta kinda sort out a little
Right.
bit, but, so there's room for a little bit of tweaking, but I would agree.
I thought it was so well done. So,
Ready to do the pledge? We'll get started.
sure.
I
pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I think I need to practice this. I wanna put my indivisible, my justice before the indivisible.
We'll call the meeting.
Probably get a pass on that,
That's
Tom.
right, right,
That's
Governor's made material, eh?
yeah.
1803. All right, we started with the pledge and citizens' comments. Anything you want to reflect any more on that?
No, I just, again, it was just, I was really, I felt really good about that whole meeting. I
Thank
thought
you
it was
very much.
really
Yes,
nice.
thank you. And I think the public, once they realize that they can go back and forth,
That's
people,
right.
you can see them flipping back and forth and saying,
That's right.
okay, and they just sped up the article and sped up,
Yes.
you know, they were already ready to vote.
And it wasn't just to speed up the meeting, it was the way, I mean, it makes so much sense for you to run the budget that way, because you can move that money back in.
And that answered a lot of the
Within
questions.
that cost center, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You know, and we're not like,
Mhm.
you know, strict, oh my word, we're
That's right,
$100 over here and 400
that's right,
under here, and, you know,
that's right,
it gives us a little more quite a bit more
Absolutely.
It
flexibility.
was, the charts too were like full disclosure. you know,
Yes,
In terms
yes.
of, there's no.
and that was your purpose from day one,
It was.
Yeah,
and
transparency.
yes, yes. And that, it was, you could be really proud of,
Okay, we're
how far
looking
you've come.
at, looking at the accepting of the Board of Assessors meeting on 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. 5/19. accept the meetings for 5/19.
Second?
Favor? Okay.
And then, okay, then,
Now we're gonna look at the 26, 27 warrant on 6/18.
I just finished those, so, and I did put in those revisions, the $4,000 more for the fire department, and there was one other one, it was the fiscal year, the typo that I did,
Okay, yep.
so I commented or
That's pretty good.
included the revised.
For all of us
version.
going over and over and over that, I mean, there are a couple of little errors. I mean, the only thing I noticed is that somebody's first name wasn't capitalized. I didn't see the other stuff.
I think that's an excellent job, excellent.
That's from Justin. He said he lost track of time. He'll be here in 10 or less, but,
Keep going. I don't think there's
I think we
anything
need to continue.
to vote on or anything, right?
Make a motion, we accept the 6/18, 26, 27 warrant meeting minutes.
I second.
Favor? Okay. We move on to the tax collector report.
Tax collectors report, not much happening right now, as far as taxes. A few payments are trickling in, and that's really about it, not much happening. I don't know if the BMV comes under tax collectors report, but, Trio for BMV is pretty much up and running. We have been for 3 weeks now, and it's going pretty smooth. Yeah, that's all I got there.
Okay.
How much, generally do we have still outstanding in taxes?
It's in the book under delinquent tax, and a few of those have come in. Where is the report? Yeah, I see, so in here, so we got 2, 3, 4, so out of these, that are in here, we've received 4 so far, so they're trickling in.
But I mean, like generally, and is there, it's like an amount, I mean, I have no idea. how
So we
much is-
probably have $10,000
Okay,
of outstanding
Oh, that's not
taxes
much.
for 20,
good.
yep, that's good, 2025.
You know, what's interesting about the outstanding taxes, when you get to this point,
It's all the same
a
people.
lot of the same names pop up
I'm
year
sure,
after
I'm
year
sure.
after year,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
seems to just be the way they do it.
Yeah,
And then, I know that when, you know, they get a lien notice, and all of a sudden they snap
then
to.
again, okay.
But that takes, it's, what, 18 months, right? I mean, it's like a year
Yeah.
and a half before you can put a lien on there, but that gets them.
And I
It's
sent
the
out
same players year after year.
several bills
Yeah.
throughout that course.
Right. Right, interesting.
Brandon Woolley, sorry Brandon, but year after year after year, and his tax bill is like $54. And the only-
105.96.
It must cost us more
last
than that
year.
to follow.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if any of you remember Brandon Woolley, but he was a forester for Boise or whoever owned it. He actually, used to be a trailer on the Boise Road. You go up there just a little ways off the Moxie, was
Yeah,
like an office there.
yeah,
And he lived where that chimney is,
Mhm.
the old broke down log cabin. That's the piece of land. I think it was torn down or it was condemned or whatever. And I don't know what he does for now, but it's year after year, and I for the life of me, I think it's just, you know, one of those
out of
things.
sight, out of mind.
You know, I'm not gonna pay him until the last minute.
Yeah,
It's just whatever, it's his mindset, but he does eventually pay them, because I don't,
Do
we haven't claimed the
motion
property
to,
yet. Oh, sorry.
Accept those minutes?
Yeah, we did.
I mean, not the minutes, but the tax collector's report.
Yeah, we haven't got there yet.
Yeah, sorry, I was rambling.
I'll make a motion to accept the tax collector's report.
Second?
Favor? We'll table the appointment and swearing in until Justin gets here, if it's okay.
Sounds good.
We'll move on to the treasurer's report.
Treasurer's report, you should have that in front of you. I did work on the reconciliation, still a little new and, but I've talked to Mark and we're gonna have a, training on July 7th. And he's gonna walk me through the process as far as like downloading all the forms that we need to download and putting them in the right folders and,
I thought Trio was supposed to do all that stuff.
no, he does not do reconciliation in Trio. He does a totally different, it's all Excel spreadsheets and, but I wanna talk to him about, or I wanna talk to somebody about doing the reconciliation in Trio. I don't wanna do it this way.
I thought that was our whole intent of going with Trio and having, all that invested in Trio that we could be run a report from Trio, right?
Yeah, so my point is I need to find out who I can go to, not for the training, but cause I don't know how this is gonna work, because nothing has been reconciled in Trio for years, so I don't know what that process is. I don't know how that works, if there's gonna have to be an adjustment balance, and then you start fresh from that point. I mean, the money's matched right now within $41, but I'm sure I'm gonna find that. I just needed to take a day to take my eyes off it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I should, cause I mentioned contacting RH Smith, but we don't know if we're using RH Smith, right?
We're not going to.
No.
We're not going to.
They won't let us down because, basically, if we didn't agree to the $19,500 bill, then we were gonna be dismissed for this.
Okay, so that's not an
And,
option.
No,
Okay.
no.
So I will talk to Mark about it. I know he does not like using Trio for reconciliation, but maybe he can help me, like,
Maybe even Garnett, maybe?
I don't know,
No,
Garnett.
with that.
No.
Cause Trio, when they train you, they tell you right then and there, they're not accountants.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if I have to have a starting point,
Well, my question,
because it hasn't been done in Trio.
my question, and I guess on the lack of being
And I'm-
involved, is I thought that making all these investments in the BMV and the Trio and all this Trio training, that the reconciliation would also reflect in the Trio. I didn't realize that it hadn't.
Nope, it's all done on an Excel sheet.
All right,
That's just how Mark does it. The
Right.
same with
I realize
budgeting.
that Mark does it this way.
Yeah,
Moving forward, I don't know why we can't figure out how we can
Do it within Trio.
do it
Yes,
within
and
Trio.
maybe he can help me convert.
Yeah.
All I know is, when you have a software, like in
Okay.
QuickBooks, you go to do reconciliation, it's like 10 minutes, click, 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 click,
Yeah,
click,
well, we
click,
can't go that route. That's going back.
So,
I'm just saying, like, using a software is much faster, Trio or QuickBooks, than trying to,
well, that's my point, is,
So you're basically doing it sort of semi-manually.
yeah.
I think
I mean,
it's,
we're all in the process of streamlining everything, so this is,
it's totally manually.
Yes.
It's very cumbersome.
I might as
the
well
way Mark
just
does it.
take the,
so.
I might as well just take the bank statement, flip it over, and use that sheet on the
Yeah,
back.
it's very accurate, but it's definitely not, it
It's not
doesn't work
a user-friendly
in
process.
tandem with our
So
software.
No.
that's where I'm having my questioning, my conversation about moving forward. I think we need to get this into Trio with Mark's assistance, and, Mark does work for us, and I know he wants it separately, but there's gotta be a way to I'm sure he can figure out how we can make this work together.
Right.
I don't think Mark has a preference the way we do it, that's the way he does it.
Yep.
And that's the way he taught us
Okay.
to do it, and so I was just doing it that way because.
Oh, okay, yeah, no,
Yeah, cause that's the
But I
way we were
think what
trained.
Denise is saying, suggesting putting it in trio is the
So,
right thing.
that's so this is our next step. He got us straightened out, he got us square, we got reconciled, we got, we're on the right track, we're focusing. And our next step forward, in my opinion, is to get this into trio and let trio do its work for us, so we're doing less work.
Yeah.
And then it
Well, let me-
maintains
I'll
all
give
your
him- I'll give him a
files.
call or send him an email asking him about your interest and desire to use Trio in
I mean,
the
we're
process.
spending all this money for it, I mean, that's why, that's,
We aren't spending any more money on, trio than, only for BMB, which has nothing to do with reconciliation.
right, but.
We should use this software to
Okay.
To its
Yeah.
maximum
We spent-
capabilities.
Not spending, we spent the money on Trio. And if Trio's a software that we've decided that we're gonna use, then I'd like to see that work for us.
Well, let me give him a call and make an
Okay.
inquiry
Denise
for
did
that,
that?
okay, just to, and see
I mean, it's,
what he thinks about it and,
it's a conversation to move forward, and
and-
I'm sure we can.
and maybe call Harris too, and see what the process is.
I'm just wondering, Denise, did that sheet that whatever the directions on reconciliation, did that help at all?
Yes, it did, but I find it very hard that the checks are clumped into one big warrant. That doesn't make any,
Well, then you can go.
I
into
know,
the
but then I have to
warrant.
dig up the warrant. That's what I'm
Right.
saying, it's like it doesn't make sense.
Right.
It's not
Yeah.
very friendly, but yes, that
Did
did
you say
help.
something about that too, about the big
Well,
clumps and?
So when Mark was teaching us, he didn't even tell us that that might be like $42,000, and he was adding up random checks and trying
Yes.
to make them
That
match
number.
this 42,000. What he missed telling us was that those numbers, it's a printout from Trio, are associated with every warrant that we issue. So if he had just said that at the very beginning, that 42,000 is comprised of all the checks that went in, out with that warrant. So that would have simplified, like the first and second time I did it, I
Well,
was just like, my
But
smoke
then you're
was coming out,
trying
like,
to look into that 45,000, okay, some of these checks have cleared, some haven't. Like
well,
it
that's
would
where the
be,
bank statement comes in.
right, but it'd be great just to have them all separated.
We'll look at making it a little easier,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and July 7th, I do have a meeting with him, we're doing a screen share.
Okay.
So yes, so this month's reconciliation is off $41.03. And like I said, we're gonna meet on the 7th and
Get to the bottom of it.
get to the bottom of it, but we are over in Trio.
Okay. Work in progress.
Yes, it is.
All right, I'll make a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
Second?
There you go. All right.
Warrant.
We'll do the appointing and swearing at the end, if that's okay.
All right with me.
Justin?
Yeah, sorry for my tardiness, I
Nope. that's
just
fine.
lost track of time.
You made it.
Happens.
And we've looked at the warrant, you're looking at it, so we'll move on to the clerk's report.
So the clerk, that, election went well, and I stayed that night to post everything that I needed to, and thank you Denise for taking care of my ballot box. The state had to pick it up for ranked choice voting, and I left the next day, as you all know, so, I appreciate
Oh, you're welcome.
help anyway. And I think I have to get in there and do voter history when the state opens it up so that we can enter that data, and after that, I think that that's the rest of my duties in terms of the election.
Yep.
And probably the minutes here will, I'm, at the end of June, will be,
Thank you for your service.
you're welcome. Anyway, so, that's it.
Have we posted the position yet?
No, that's next on the
Oh,
discussion.
okay, sorry, I'm jumping ahead. Sorry.
I'll make a motion, we accept the clerk's report.
Second.
Okay, and, so we'll move on to posting of the clerk's position. So you've got this, description.
Which is from the town of Hingham.
Okay.
You'll see that, but it's a pretty good.
Yep. And where are we gonna post this? In the normal places?
I worked on a posting, this is a job description.
Right.
And it's for Bingham, so it's probably not something that I would, post.
Okay.
It would be more something
Oh,
that
for
we
an
would
interview?
give to somebody as a candidate
Okay.
and modify it a little bit, get rid of Bingham and this and that.
Right.
And I need to edit a little bit, because I think too,
Did you get it electronically?
Yes,
Okay, good. So you
but
got
I
it.
think it's a PDF though,
Right.
but still, we can cut and paste it.
I just need to spend a little more, I did spend some time, just myself, a couple of days ago, thinking about what the clerk's duties are,
Mhm.
and I need to sit with Susan and with this and just sort of define it.
Okay.
But, I'm not sure how much information we wanna put in the posting. I mean, general information, but this is pretty detailed. This is not
Right,
something
I
I
think
would
this
post.
is
you
more,
know what I
like
mean?
you said, with a candidate, and
For a
then
candidate that these.
something for us to have in our hand.
But I'm hoping, that Susan, will look over the posting that I've done, which is a draft.
Mhm.
And we can get that up in the next few days.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my hope. You know,
Okay.
and it's not gonna cover all this, and this is not, this needs to be modified a little bit. Just if no other reason than that it references the town of Bingham.
So you're looking to have it by the end of the week or first of next week, is what you're saying?
Yep.
Perfect.
And then what are you gonna do, how are you,
Well, the usual places, plus the website.
okay,
I might even, because it's not really, you don't have to be a resident.
I think let's do that first, and if we don't get any candidates, for a bit, then we'll,
Put it up to Bingham and Jackman. and-
Yeah. Well, let's see what we shop around local first,
Yeah.
it might surprise us.
Yeah.
Give them first option.
I'm
You looking for
wondering,
work?
No, thank you, not that position.
I was looking at
That
old town
position's a
records and back,
nightmare.
I was looking through some old records back to the 1860s, 70s, and 80s,
Uh-huh.
and more often than not, the clerk was a male.
Oh, yeah, I'm not surprised, I'm not surprised, yeah.
Is there any reason we wouldn't,
Not an old male.
is there any reason we wouldn't post it kind of further wide? I mean, can't hurt to have more applicants, right? We
No,
can
I'm
still,
just giving the local people
Yeah.
first opportunity.
well, I mean, we'll still interview them, you know what I mean? There's no reason we wouldn't. I just wonder, part of the benefit of appointing is so we could get outside the bounds of our 43 residents.
Okay.
I know Brooke's not looking for work, so that's 42. Yeah, I just couldn't think of a reason why we wouldn't just get it out there, you know? That's my take on it. I'd put it on Indeed, you know what I mean? I don't know, maybe that's overkill. Nobody's moving to town for this job.
Not for the $4,000 a year.
Yeah.
No, you
I just wanna
got
cast-
enough money to give them a pretty good education.
I wanna cast a wide net and, you know,
I mean, it's actually gonna have to be like a per hour, right? I mean, isn't that how, now that
Oh,
they're
yeah.
appointed positions?
Yeah,
I
but
mean, that's a conversation, because we have to prove that the amount of hours that that person works is indeed getting paid.
yeah,
That's what we're doing this year.
we'll have to manage the hours they work.
Mm-hmm.
I think it can still be paid as a salary this year, but we'll have to make sure that they're not
working too many
blowing the
hours.
hours out of proportion. Yeah.
Maybe it should be $25 an hour, not to exceed 4,000 or something, I don't know.
let's get a candidate, and we'll talk, we can discuss that.
I say we have to do our homework for a year.
Anyway, I'll get it up by the end of the week.
Okay,
And what about videoing this? I mean, I've, taken care of the website.
That's kind of, when you look at what I had for kind of duties, it's had managing the website, so.
Okay, but that might not be really a clerk's, like, I do the agendas, I'm just saying that, there might be some things that,
but we all have to pick up the slack.
just, and yeah, like Charlie wasn't even sure if that's an important thing. I personally think, I mean, I see that it has between 20 and 30 views every month.
Mhm.
Somebody's watching them, it's not me,
Perfect.
so I think it's a valuable,
Yeah, we can maybe get that,
resource.
can maybe get that owl thing set up better so we don't have to do it on an iPhone.
That would be awesome,
Yeah.
I mean, it's, yeah,
But I think preparing the meeting agendas and stuff, that seems to fall under a clerk's role, I think. I would be,
Definitely,
Yeah.
yeah.
making the agenda, I think that that's the assessors, because they're the ones who know. I mean, maybe, definitely.
No, the agenda
minutes
is,
are.
I think is the assessors, you're right, the meeting minutes
Yeah, the meeting minutes
is
are
the clerk.
But the
Right.
agenda
here we go.
is.
So it's actually listed right here on this one, support the governing body, prepare meeting agendas and materials,
Okay,
attend meetings and record official minutes.
We can, the three of us can talk, let's get it posted, and the three of us can talk about,
I think we're gonna have to have another workshop
I agree.
about hours and hourly wages.
I think we
and, you know,
plan
just
on-
to refine that, I mean, we have a rough model
Yeah,
right now, but
and
I
we
think
talked
we need to
about-
refine that, a little
Yeah.
bit.
Let's do that.
If I
Am
need
I
to,
correct that needs to happen by the end of the month, right? July 1st is when it starts, or
For what?
for all these positions, these
Yeah.
appointed positions? Yeah.
and if we don't find someone by July 1st, I don't mind covering for
I
a
think
month,
we'll all pitch in a little bit.
Yeah.
To get there, we'll pick up the duties. All right, we all good with that one? Okay, we'll move on to, wage discussion for the dump, general labor, and cleaning position.
Okay, so we raised funds this year under Public Works, and what we, have is money to basically hire, a Public Works laborer, and I suggest that we continue, with Chris Mann. He's agreed to go to an hourly wage for the mowing.
Yep.
Which would include, because when he gave me that sheet, that did not include travel time, you know,
That's what we
loading and
figured.
unloading, it was just strictly mowing. And so I said, yes, you know, in a way, it's gonna look like less, but you're gonna be getting paid now by the hour.
Mhm.
And my vision is that Chris would come on board, not only for mowing the lawns at 25 an hour, but also doing some, like this, you know, he's fairly handy, I mean, he can build stuff, fixing
Yeah.
this ramp.
Yeah.
General maintenance, you know what I mean, around here and stuff like that, maybe, you know, I don't know if you could do this, even though we've got the combo lock in this door, it's a really half-assed situation. There's no doorknob, I had to put the handles, it barely catches, I mean, we really should have a door like this, right here,
Yeah.
and that ramp repaired and cleaned out. So there's a lot of little odd
There
job
is,
type
yeah.
things that he's willing to do, and I think that we should bring him on board to do the mowing and additional stuff, and he's agreed that $25 an hour is something he'd accept.
Okay.
So that's my feeling. I don't know what other folks think.
I have zero objections to that.
Okay. And it's,
pressure washing the front door.
yeah, like pressure washing out front, you know, just, I
Um,
mean, the fact is, I've done a lot of stuff over the years, you know, but that's not what we should be doing
I
long term.
understand.
You know, me doing shit just because of,
We do it, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You know,
I do.
we should hire a person and get some of this stuff done.
Yeah.
And as far as the dump goes, we have, been talking at the CFWF, and starting July first, a 5% raise for the dump attendant, not just for him, but for Carney as well. Carney's been there almost a year.
Yep.
5% raise, which brings him up from $18.40, it's almost $1, it's 92 cents more.
92 cents we talked about.
So it's a little bit less than $1 an hour. So the dump is different from the general labor, you know.
Mhm.
I mean, that, for Chris, it's gonna include cleaning up plow turds, raking, any kind of stuff like pressure washing out here, fixing that, you know, stuff like that, you know.
So
And we've got
the
that in the
general
budget.
labor is gonna be $25 an hour, and then the dump is another number.
Yeah, it's,
5% raise.
18.40 plus 92 cents, whatever that comes out to.
1932.
And that's gonna start July first.
As will this new position with Chris, just might as well start right there.
Yeah, so he's gonna keep track of his time and what he's doing. But we're gonna be paying him by the hour for everything that he does, and it's gonna be $25 an hour flat rate.
Yeah.
So, and he's agreed to do that. And I will, you know, manage and supervise, or all of us could, if you're like, geez, we probably should do this or get that done, or,
Yeah.
you know, stuff like that. So it's not gonna be just me, but,
Yes,
you know,
I think he needs,
anything you guys think needs to be done too, along those lines.
sure.
The next thing is the cleaning position.
Wait a second,
Oh,
can I
sorry.
have a motion just to, I'm saying, motion to increase Chris Mann's dump wage to $19.32, per hour, and general labor wage at $25 per hour. Don't you think we should
Yeah,
have?
I make a motion that we, change the, rates that, Chris is getting paid to those numbers.
I'll second.
There you go.
Awesome.
Cleaning. So Paula, who works at Berry's, and she just does some cleaning for you
Yes,
folks
she
at
does.
West Forks. Because we're coming up to town meeting and, it wasn't working out with Teresa, I don't think there's any real hard feelings there, it just wasn't working out for either party. She came in and agreed to clean, for $25 an hour before town meeting. And, we paid her that, was it $100 4 hours she spent cleaning, I think, wasn't that what it's there in the.
And the warrant's right there, yeah.
And I've talked with her about whether she wanted to be hired as an independent contractor or as an employee. She's not really set up, I don't believe, to be an independent contractor, at least for us, okay? So we're going to be hiring her.
Good. It's just so dangerous when you get into that independent contractor stuff and then they get hurt.
I know, that's why,
You're leaving
and
yourself
so,
wide open for.
and she wants to do it, but I think what we need to try to do is, in my opinion, I would recommend $25 an hour plus 8.2% to, cover the taxes. So she's gonna take home $25 an hour, but her actual wage will be a little more than that because we've gotta have the taxes, which is what, Social Security, Medicare, and family medical leave of absence, I believe. Isn't that what it's 8.2% now, I believe,
Yeah, I
of
think-
some of these
So are
wages?
you doing that with Chris too?
No.
Okay,
No.
so why just that one position?
Because basically, that's what she wants an hour, is $25 an hour, and the only way I could really do that is an independent contractor, but she doesn't wanna do that, she wants to come on as an employee and have that sum be
One.
$25, well,
So we're gonna pay all her taxes?
So,
yes.
that was one thing,
This is a proposal, I'm not
Right,
saying, I mean, that's why we're.
yeah. No, I'm just trying to figure out how that would work.
It's a little tricky.
it is a little tricky.
No, we're not paying all her taxes, her wage is not gonna be 25 an hour, it's gonna be like 26, 25. In other words, once she's paid her taxes,
So why wouldn't we do that, I think what Sharon's asking.
With Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, you know, I like Paul a lot, but I mean,
That's right.
almost 27, what'd you say, 26, 25 an hour.
She's
for-
making more than the B&B agent.
It's not
Maybe more
skilled
than I'm
labor,
making.
you know.
I want that deal too.
I wonder if we could, I mean, I know we got a lot.
I know, it's
I know we got a
hard.
lot to do here, but I wonder if we could post it, you know? I know I got a cleaner who's looking for work, we would do it for less than that probably. Okay.
And you've got all these other employees that are being paid, I mean, like, in other words, you have a salary for a clerk, but you're turning it into
An hourly.
an hourly wage, and you're not doing that. I think you're opening up a huge can of worms, but I don't need to have an opinion, but I'm just
No, you can have an opinion.
knowing
Well, let's
people
set aside-
and workers.
Let's set aside like the idea that we're covering her taxes. We were gonna pay her, it sounds like the implication was we're gonna pay her a wage so that her take home is around $25 an hour.
Correct.
So, you know, that's the wage negotiation. Like,
Mhm.
I don't think there was an intent to like tack on it, cover her taxes, whatever they'd be, just,
She did do a great job.
Remember,
Very
she
good.
did do a
She's
good
very
job.
good.
Remember though, the last time when we hired Teresa, I mean, we've posted this position several times.
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So, and we don't, and we need somebody who's gonna be here year round, so I'm not sure who you have cleaning right now, but if
That
they-
wouldn't be, that would only be through the end of summer, so.
Yeah, so that's not
Yeah.
a desirable.
That's a good point.
Touche.
That's an excellent point, because we have gone through this a few times now.
Mhm.
Right, so, I mean, it would be nice to have a steady, just so you guys don't have to worry about it.
I feel if we're gonna do one, we do them all. I mean, and I don't necessarily agree on the 25 for the cleaning position if we're only paying 25 for the general labor. You understand, you know what I mean? Are they both as equal in value? You know, and I'm not trying to dispute who gets more or whatever, but if we're gonna pay one 25 and then the other one 26, 25 to cover taxes, I think we should be doing that equally for our employees. And whether it's 25 and then they take the taxes out of it, so she doesn't get 25, she gets 25 less taxes.
8.2% less than 25
Is
dollars an
what-
hour, I think is what it comes down to.
Yeah.
When, right, with all those taxes, because we're gonna start dealing with this family medical leave.
I mean, the
I'm
DMV
still
agent
learning
only
about that
makes
FM.
19.25,
Right?
What's that?
and the B&B agent only makes 19.15. I mean, and that's a very trained position that you're monitored by the
If
state.
you work, what, 1 to 5, that's 5 hours, is that what it is?
Well, you have to do your report, you have to be here a half hour after you close. You can't just walk in at 1, you know what I'm saying? You have to be here a little bit before you open, don't you think?
I had my report pretty much done and I printed it, but sometimes I
But
was
then you
here
have to do
longer,
the
but I
warrant, you
also
have to do
did-
the check.
Right, but, I mean, I was also doing a lot of treasury
Right,
work and other,
yes.
town duties when I was here, so.
Right,
um,
but I don't know, still.
We looked at those, we'll talk about the wages. Let's table the wages to, let's have a workshop again about wages.
Just a point, I'm not complaining, I accepted the position and I'm
Yeah.
happy with it, but I'm just saying that
I think $25 an hour is a good wage,
I do too.
you know, for
Yeah,
that
I would-
kind of position. I
Yeah.
think she's very good at what she does,
Mhm.
but I don't pay her that much.
Well, that's the thing, like, you know, I see what you're saying, like, when I'm thinking, like, the work we're talking about having Chris do at $25 an hour, and then you think about the cleaning work, it's more maintenance, it's not like where she's cleaning up, you know, a mess
It's
in
an
here every
important
time.
position, certainly.
Yeah,
It's
and
done
she
well,
does a great
But if
job.
you,
and she's
but you also
quick.
have to, like, you have to look at the hand of the market, and like, if there's just less people up here willing to do it, then that drives, you know, you gotta incentivize
right.
it, you know? We could, I would assume we could probably more readily find folks willing to sit on our mower than folks willing to clean the place, you know?
Right, so that is kinda the tricky.
But it's also tough, because once you open that, once you step through that threshold, it's hard to go backwards, even
You
with
can't
future,
go back.
even with
Can't
future
go back.
employees, you know?
Are you
Right.
certain that she wouldn't take the
No.
25 an hour with taxes taken out, so that it would,
I'm not certain, I'd have to talk with her, you know what I mean, so.
I mean, the alternative is that she then has to buy her own insurance, she has to buy her own vacuum and cleaning
She has all
supplies.
her own stuff.
But she has to do that job for other people. You can't be an independent contractor with one client.
I think that that's true, right, yeah.
It's definitely true.
Yeah, but I don't think she has workman's comp or.
An independent contractor does not.
Right, or a waiver, you can get a
Right.
waiver, that's what I did when I was
Right.
mowing, I got a waiver, cause it was just me and whatever,
Exactly.
so.
Yeah, we make subcontractors sign the state form that says they're identifying as subcontractor, they don't have workers'
I mean, the
comp.
town has a history of hiring people and paying them. I mean, that accident that we had years ago cost the town $40,000.
Right,
You know.
I don't think subcontracting in this position is
No,
worth the squeeze at all. I'll be honest with you, you know, I'm just taking the personalities out of it, I have a hard time offering more than $20 an hour to clean the place, you know?
okay.
If you're offering 26, 25 to clean it, I got a feeling my wife would be interested in an application. You know what I mean, like, that's a good
I was
rate.
thinking I'd do it
Right.
first.
That's a good rate for cleaning, I mean, it's not a.
So we're thinking more like 25 and then taxes taken out of the 25.
I'll be honest, even that feels a little uncomfortable to me, but if it's the only option we have, it's better, I think, than paying more than someone else, more than Chris, yeah.
I think that last year when we were looking to hire, I think it was Teresa, remember when you
Teresa or
had
Tabitha?
spoken, Teresa?
Okay.
When Gina had mentioned that she would do it for 25 an hour.
Yeah.
So I think that's what people are thinking is.
I don't know where they're getting that thought.
Is Paula doing West Forks too, you know, is she doing town hall at West Forks, or is?
She did it for the election
She
as
did.
well, yep.
More of a one-off thing?
The thing is, you know, if you go over $600, then you can't pay her as casual labor, and I see this over the course of a year, probably costing us more than $600.
I would think so.
I mean, that's how we paid her for the cleaning before the town meeting, and it's fine, it's $100, and we could pay her another
Well, that was
500,
a
but once you
one-time
cross
thing.
that threshold, then
that was a one-time thing.
that was a one-time thing, that's how
And you
that
didn't
was.
have anyone, and you hadn't advertised the position or
No.
interviewed anyone. I don't think doing that was a problem.
No, you know, it's either that or.
That's
we
right,
were
or you had a
gonna have to
dirty town hall, right.
So,
I'm not very good at it.
so I've written motion to post and hire a cleaner for X amount of dollars, is that, I mean, I think we have to make a motion if it's a number.
I think we're still discussing that, what we're thinking about for a moment.
Well, after everything's been said and done, it would seem to me that, you know, 25, I don't know if she'd do it for any less than that. But maybe she would. I mean, you go and say the board says, you know, it's gonna be 23 is what we can afford, I don't know.
Are you posting it, or are you gonna just ask her if she wants the job?
I don't see the sense in posting it.
Right,
If you've already got her, okay.
I really
We
don't see
haven't
the
made a
sense in
motion
posting,
yet,
we've had it
so
posted
we're still
over and over, and
discussing.
it's all been basically, by me, basically, almost like, you know, begging or coercing, or like, you know,
I know,
getting
that's a
people to
hard
do it.
position.
You know,
to fill,
I've
it
never
really
had
is.
anybody respond to the
well, the
posting.
advantage to her is that she's
Justin, do you have
here
any more
anyway,
discussion on?
Right,
so it
No,
makes sense.
just
you know,
that
to
it's
her.
known that I think 25 an hour is too much to pay a cleaner, you know, but if it's what we gotta do, it's what we gotta do. But we haven't had luck posting it, you know, if we posted 20, it could just sit. What's the expectation, remind me, is it like twice a month or something? It's not before every meeting, it's not weekly, is
I
it?
think it was 3 hours a month, and it was once a month before the meetings.
Okay.
3 hours was adequate, it's, I mean, I don't know how long she took, did she say? How,
She took down like the light fixtures.
4 hours.
That's
She
not
did,
gonna have to do every time.
right, she did like a deep
Yeah.
cleaning, it looked good, I walked in here and I was like, wow, this place has never been this clean.
All right, so
Exactly.
I'll make a motion that, we'll set the wages for the cleaning position, for $25.
I'll second.
I'm in favor.
All in favor?
like, when you think about it as a round number,
I think.
$75 to clean the town hall sounds
That's
better to
right.
me than,
I think what you'll find is, she will.
okay,
And that's what I was thinking in my head, because
Yeah.
once you go through it once, barring the flies,
right.
you know,
And there'll be more in that. where
It's
this
pretty
is-
much just buffing, you know,
it's just a quick, yeah.
yeah, she did a little more than that, because
Yeah,
it has
she
been done for
Because,
quite a while,
exactly,
Yeah.
so,
you know, so.
all right. So we got a motion, it's been accepted, all in favor, and good to go. All right, move on to, Northern Outdoor Liquor License.
Okay, I got a, email from the Bureau of Alcohol and whatever, lottery, whatever it is. And they want to amend their liquor license to allow alcoholic beverages down by the pool. Now, I happen to be at Northern Outdoors, we stopped by there because we couldn't eat and whatever, we just ran short of time, so we're like, we gotta get something to eat, so we stopped there and I saw Emily. I talked with her briefly, they said, you might wanna call your liability insurance company, because I think there are some issues with alcohol and glass and pools and stuff like that. Apparently they're having a lot of difficulty enforcing it, which is why they want to expand it, people bringing alcohol. And I'm not 100% familiar with the pool and how people get to it, where alcohol is served and all that kind of stuff. But that's basically, they want to allow people to have alcoholic beverages in the pool area.
Yeah, but I don't see where, that would be between them, their insurance company, and the
Agreed.
state,
Agreed.
right?
Yep.
So, I think our liability is to ensure that they meet their expectations.
It's between them, the state, and their insurance company.
Exactly.
You know, I still never have really understood why we have to be involved at all.
That's kind of what I'm trying to say.
I think the only reason that it comes before the town assessors is because if you have had complaints from
A problem
townspeople,
establishment.
then you have the opportunity to bring that up at that point.
Right.
When they ask for your signature.
Right.
You can have a public hearing and discuss all the problems that, you know.
Right.
Say, for example, there's, you know, noise, loud noise, and
Car
they're
accidents,
serving after hours, and
DUIs, yeah.
serving underage kids, and you've got some townspeople that are really concerned about that.
This would be.
They would come to you about that.
Right.
You would have a public hearing to discuss that, and then that's why you need to sign off on that part of the
Yeah.
license.
Yeah.
Is because it just gives the townspeople an opportunity to voice an opinion about the
Right.
license.
Yeah, and I don't have any issue with it, but again, I don't, you know, part of having a board is we don't
I
make
don't think they
unilateral
bring it to
decisions,
you
Right,
you know.
right.
to decide whether you can have it or, I don't think they bring that to you for signature, for you to decide if they can have
No,
that or
that's-
not. It's just to allow you to have some input if you've had lots of
Yeah.
complaints in the town
Right, but.
about how they're doing their liquor
Yeah,
license.
and we
It's-
haven't, you know.
It's not to approve what they
No,
wanna do.
no, I understand, we agree, and
Yeah.
we've had that discussion before, but for this particular amendment,
Right,
I think that really it's not up to us.
no, it is.
No, I agree, but it's one of those things that I
Right.
have to bring up to everybody and just.
No, absolutely,
You
so,
know, and I told Emily, I said, you really probably should check with your insurance
Right.
company, and I just intuitively, I think they're.
Well, they're pretty good at, like, giving, if you're outside, even on the deck, you get plastic cups there instead of the mason jar. But I think, yeah.
So I'll approve that, it's easy, I just have to sign
I'll make a
off.
motion to approve it, yeah, absolutely.
I'll
Second.
Favor?
Mhm.
Okay, we'll move on to the 2026 audit.
I spoke with, is it GHL, I think it's a auditing firm that is a woman, Caitlin, that grew up in Caratunk. She is
York.
York, okay, well, anyway.
Walter and Anita's York.
So I spoke to her probably now, maybe 3 weeks ago, and there was an online form that I filled out, basically just to inquire. And then I hadn't heard back, so I called today, and one of the people in the firm said that they couldn't do it this summer, and I said, well, it's not due till next June 30th, so they're gonna get back to, I gave them the email of the office. So hopefully we have some options. We do have one other firm that will do it for the 26 audit, but they will be late. It won't be due, it
Won't be ready June for
June
next year's
30th.
town meeting.
But they made a commitment that they would do it, it
Yep.
just would not be done on time.
Okay.
So we have,
And that outfit would've said about $5,000 or $6,000, right?
yeah, so, right.
Right off the bat.
Which is like what we used to pay
What we,
Kia with Cory.
exactly, that would be great.
What
And
do
as
we
far
do?
as being on time, in my opinion, especially now that we have the Blue Star accounting and going with that, if we're late, if it's, you know, in the hands of the auditor and stuff, I don't see where that's that much of a problem, you know?
That was my thinking as well.
Yeah.
I mean, we're up to date, we're not years behind, we're trying to put our efforts and our money up front and get it right,
With.
rather than,
Right,
you know, have it all
Absolutely.
screwed up and then audit spends, you know,
Right.
hundreds of hours figuring it out.
Right, when I say having Blue Star, and I also mean being reconciliation and all that, everything's, our ducks will all.
In order.
In order. So I don't see where that a little bit, where before we didn't have any of that other stuff supporting, and we didn't even have it on. So I think if we're a little bit late, I don't see where that would be that big a deal.
That's my feeling as well.
So if we have that one commitment and maybe a second, I think that's great, that's good news.
I'll probably pick up and run with that,
Yeah, excellent,
you know what I mean, and stay on it.
okay. Anything else on the audit? Okay, we'll move on to old business. I have a little bit of old business, and it's the dam.
Damn.
Damn.
We need to figure out and finalize, whether it's a special, workshop or what we're gonna do and how we're gonna pursue this EAP position, or how we're gonna, make this all happen. The first mock drill for the EAP is due by the end of the month. I've been dragging my feet a little bit because, for my own reasons. And I gotta talk to, can't remember her name, at the county, who said she'll help us set up an auto dialer and be that, and what, so it really is not gonna
Ferrante,
take
the
that much.
new one down there.
Yes, yep, so, and I'll do that either this week or first of next week, and we won't be that far out of compliance. I haven't heard back from Tony, the engineer for the state yet, on his inspection that he did with the lake drain, so we still can't go any further than that, but there's, other criterias that I just got an email today from the state, which is security, because now that we're a high hazard dam, we have to meet certain security criteria, which basically is signage, and I gotta add that inspection to my IOW, inspection of the watch, we call it, which is an inspection that has to be done, supposed to be done, they like to see it done weekly, but I'm pushing back to being done monthly. So we'll see if we can get that accepted. But basically, what I'm saying is, the dam operator, or whoever's appointed, or whoever's gonna take this inspection has to be done. Whether it's gonna be weekly, whether it's gonna be bi-weekly or monthly, whatever I can get with the state, like I said, I'm trying to get it monthly. It's gonna have to be, we need to get this
So
figured out.
the security is part of that. monthly
The security
inspection.
will be part of the inspection, yes, but to meet the security standard or expectations of the state and federal, we need to add some signs, is what I've deciphered out of it. Basically, it's on each end of the dike, on all dikes, not just the main dam, has to have no trespassing, has to have,
Like up at the second outlet there.
correct. No trespassing, keep out dam, because what we've seen, what we've heard is people walk out to the fencing, some of them try to get around the fencing to fish or whatever. We can't have anybody standing on our structure.
Right.
So that's another, and once the signage is there, I mean, we can order some signs, they come with brackets. I got all the tooling, we can hilt it into the top, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, or Chris can, or whoever, yeah, so,
Do you know a place where we can order custom signs?
I got a place.
Or you do, okay.
I will get them from the same place that we get ours, that way they meet all the expectations, because FERC has, it's gotta be so wide, so tall, made out of.
Letters a certain size,
letters a
made out of
certain size,
certain
certain
material,
colors. Right, so-
reflectability, all that,
Yeah,
okay.
and I'll get a quote, and,
Okay.
and I might even be able to get Brookfield to buy it, I'm not sure. But, basically, as I go on with this old business old business has to be put to bed here pretty quick. Because, and whether it's an assessor that does the responsibility of the EAP and takes, and the dam keeper does, the inspections, the dam keeper's gonna have to get paid for that to do that, but whoever takes this EAP, whether it's the dam keeper or a special position or an assessor, that should come with some compensation. And when I say that, continuity falls in with that. So if it's an assessor, that you gotta understand that we're only here for 1 year at a time. So we could be voted out at any time. So I would suggest that it be the dam keeper or a separate entity, somehow, that we need to have that discussion.
Yeah, and I think I remember contending in the past that it sounds like based on the workload, the kind of work, I think it'd be more difficult to have the same person do the, dam operator and the dam manager position.
Correct.
To have like the skill set to cover that whole scope. It feels like the dam manager role is a lot more administrative, paperwork, state
It can be.
contact.
It will be, yes.
Filing the reports, signing them off.
Yeah, you gotta have them filed here, and you gotta be prepared for when the state comes in to audit them or request those papers, because they requested them, and we didn't have them. And this EAP has to be, updated, regularly. It has to, you're fielding, emails from the state EAP.
Okay, do you happen to have handy, like, what the job description would be for that dam manager role, like a list of these things, I'm trying to remember them, but like,
I don't have right handy, no.
okay.
I sent you almost everything that I have.
Yeah, I remember looking through and trying to figure out what the scope of this position would be, and it wasn't clear to me, but I just don't know what I don't know.
Yeah,
It's probably internal to you, cause you just have done it so long,
Yeah,
So can you use that and then post the position the same as?
we can, but we gotta discuss, is it gonna be a posted position, or is it gonna be an assessor, or are we gonna have, cause you have a dam keeper and you have an assistant dam keeper. I don't see why it can't be one of them, but that, whoever the dam keeper is, the main person, be responsible for that, and that person should have some, administrative skills and to do those contacts or whatever, and then the other one, between the two, because sometimes you need two people at the operating gate, especially in weather.
Yeah.
But the other one primarily does the inspections and reports, sign up,
So,
a leader and a second one, and
so
an
they would have to
assistant.
get raises
So,
probably.
Kind of like a blue collar and a white collar. I mean, it's somebody that's doing
Yeah, that's kinda what I'm trying to get at.
I'm not trying to offend anybody, but basically somebody that's, more hands-on and somebody that's a little bit more hands-off.
For example, and I'm just gonna put John and myself, because we hold the position, right? John's the dam keeper, and I'm the assistant at the moment. If John was to take that role, he deserves, X amount of dollars to go along, and he'd take that responsibility. And I would do the assistant role and go out there and do the inspections and give him the paperwork and make sure that he has that, and it's his responsibility to field the calls with the state, blah, 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 do the EAP, make sure we're up to snuff, and so forth and so forth.
You think he'd be willing to do it?
I don't know that.
You think he'd be willing to do it?
I don't know that, I don't know, and I use that way. I mean, I would be willing to do it in the beginning, if that's what we see fit, until we can, I don't know if he will, I mean, it's a lot. And I'm not trying to, squeeze the town out of money, because it's not about the money, but somebody needs to do this, and we need to recognize that, as a body, we need to recognize that this is
An important
an
role.
important
and
role,
easy, yeah.
and it needs to be a dam manager, if you will, and then the assistant dam keeper, so John would be the assistant, and so.
Could it look like having a dam manager and then only having a dam operator, not needing an assistant dam operator?
That could work, yes.
Or the one dam operator
Yeah.
covers the scope of all the work that the two positions had done,
Mm-hmm.
and then the dam manager covers the management of the dam.
And when necessary, go help the gates.
Okay, yeah,
Because there will be, yes, but that's kind of how I envision it, yeah.
okay.
So you're saying that the two positions just need to be changed a little bit or added
A
to,
lot.
or,
Yeah,
okay.
not a little law, yeah.
Yeah.
The manager, instead of having a dam keeper, an assistant dam keeper, or whatever we do,
You have
Operator.
another whole position that you're creating.
it's a whole position, but if you're also assuming the dam operator.
Yes.
And then you have an assistant operator. So the dam operator would be also the dam managing operator,
Yes,
so.
yes.
But
Could it just be listed as dam manager, dam operator, and
It
then
could.
the dam manager,
the
every
titles,
once in a while has to get his hands dirty?
correct, yes, the titles are kind
Or her
of
hands.
irrelevant. The scope and the roles have to be understood, and whoever that person is, whether it be me or John or somebody else, that needs to understand
The importance of
the
it.
importance of the continuity
Yes.
of, and,
Yeah,
you know.
and I think for that continuity, I agree, I think it makes sense for the long term to have it be an appointed position outside of the board of assessors, It doesn't, it seems like it seems like for everybody at this table, probably the work is learnable and doable, but if something happens next year, then someone else has to learn it and do it, and if something.
Exactly.
It seems like the penalties involved with messing it up are too risky to not
I agree, and
just
that's,
have someone that learns it, keeps it, stays there.
Takes ownership.
Yeah. I think what would help me is to just have a better grasp on what that position scope of work is. The manager part, the administrative side.
well, I've sent you all the information, I'll send it to you again, and if you want me to try to write up a scope for that, I can do that as well.
But well, maybe I just missed it, if it's in there, does the state have a recommendation for what the job looks like, or?
I can try to, yeah,
Okay.
I can.
I promise I tried to read through everything you sent, and
Yeah.
a lot of it.
There is a lot of it.
Yeah.
And I understand.
I don't remember clearly understanding, okay, what are we asking someone to do?
Right,
At the time, though, my lens that I had on them was like, what is the state asking us as a town to do? And you remember, I was like
so.
pretty resistant to it in general, but.
Do you think like maybe you should do it and get it started, so we have like a job description?
I can create it. Yep, I am creating it,
Right,
Okay.
and I can move forward and create that part of it, but I also needed to know if this is how we're gonna do it.
We have
Before I
to.
create something,
Yeah.
I gotta know
I
where
think-
the
I don't-
direction of how it's gonna be, right?
It makes sense to me.
Okay, so I have, like I said, I gotta add a few things to our, and I call it inspection of the watch, the IOW, that's what we call it. And
What is it, inspection?
inspection of the watch is what we call it, and it comes from the Navy, right, hydro, so, anyways, I have that draft, I have to add a couple more things, especially now with the security part of it. But it's on the PDF and stuff, and I have sent that file, actually, you have that in one of your emails as well. So, I'll put together a better package, I think is what you're looking for, now that I know that that's what we're gonna do. So what about monetarily, do we wanna talk about that now, or do you wanna talk about that after?
Don't you need to establish the position before you know
It would help, yeah.
how much?
Yeah, I was trying to look through there, I couldn't remember what the numbers were for the dam operators right now.
$1,050 is what each operator gets a year,
And then they get extra for,
and they get extra for things.
that's to be basically on call and available, and then
and if they go make gate changes and so forth and so forth.
That's how.
And I don't see why John or myself or whoever's gonna be the assistant that's gonna have to do the inspection can't use the salary, the hourly wage to do that.
Right.
And come out of that account as well.
Oh, we call it attendant, I couldn't remember.
Van attendant, yeah, sorry, I thought it was operator.
I thought you were saying keeper, I was thinking
Keeper, yeah.
operator, attendant.
It's okay, attendant, yeah.
And this would come out of the public works budget, yeah?
And I think we added money
We did,
Yeah.
for this
that
purpose, yeah.
because of this. So I'll put together, hopefully, I'll put together something before next week. I gotta get the AAP thing done first.
Currently, each of you get 1,050 a year,
Correct.
and was it always designed to be 2 people, or did that happen
No,
because of?
always had to be 2 people,
Okay.
because there are some instances you can't go out there by yourself.
Right, and we don't want them just bringing a buddy with them.
Right.
Like,
No, no,
yeah,
yeah.
you gotta
And
be-
if one person is gone,
Yeah.
you need somebody to watch it.
Okay,
Now, I say there was,
Conflicts
there
of
was at one
interest.
time, there was only one person, it was Tom. And actually, Tom went off to a baseball game, and left the gates wide open,
yikes.
and, yeah. That was, I mean, it happens, it wasn't, I'm not trying to make it a big deal, but it does happen, all of a sudden the lake come down below what it should be, it took a long time to come back up. So it does.
Yeah, I mean, this
it was
is
one
like,
thing.
that's the thing, is there's a lot of stakeholders involved in this, landowners, the state,
The people of the flood zone.
yeah, there's a
Right, so,
it seemed, we all look at the attributes that the state has now determined as high risk, and we kind of roll our eyes and go like, what if someone gets stranded between the bridges? But, in the worst case scenario, these guys, the folks that manage this dam actually do have, maybe it's not a ton of risk exposure, but it's there.
it
you know?
is, yeah.
And so I'm now even more glad that we raised the budget for this, because I think we could justify using it.
And, yeah, I do it every day.
I know.
So, I'm not trying to make it like, oh, here, we gotta do this, but we have to meet certain compliance, certain, expectations, so.
Yep.
All right, I'll put together something more on that, and we'll move forward.
So another number that might be helpful, just thinking on the perimeter of this, using that hourly wage we have, how many hours, would you just ballpark it in a year we would have to pay above that current
Oh,
salary?
it depends on how many.
Extra hours,
It depends, I'm gonna say it's gonna take an hour per inspection,
okay,
per se. And I don't see why it can't be,
and that would be in addition to their,
in addition to
to
what,
their salary,
to their salary,
Yeah.
right? Or in addition to each time they go out making gate changes. John just turned in his time for whatever, cause he adds them all up. But say,
18 hours.
so here's my,
for the year?
yeah, here's.
No, I'd say that's about half the year.
Yeah, that's 18 hours what it is for half a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but that's something different, and that's always gonna be that.
Right, I'm just trying to figure, yeah,
So-
I'll explain it here in a second.
What the wild card is what the state will allow us to do, whether it's once a week, bi-weekly, or monthly. And that's, you know what I mean?
And you're pushing for monthly,
I'm pushing for monthly.
yeah.
But they may say,
They've
no,
been pretty strict about this.
I have to do it weekly.
Yeah.
So 36 hours a year, one person, not 2 people doing 36 hours worth of work. Okay, okay. Can you, and somebody help me remember, what did we land, we changed our hourly wage, what was it that we landed on? Our basic hourly wage,
17.
60 or something like
Yeah.
that.
1760. What I'm trying to back engineer here is if let's say we plan on 40 hours a year in hourly wages, we budgeted 5,000 for Moxie Dam, did 5,200 for Moxie Dam wage, so we back that hourly wage out with a little bit of a cushion, and what's left over, I think, defines the salary for these 3 positions. The dam attendant, the assistant dam attendant, and the dam manager, or some blend of one person holding 2 of those roles.
Correct.
That's what I'm trying to get at, so if we
Right.
do, let's say we do 40 hours a year at 1760, and then we have what's left over to divide between the 3 salaries based on the workload and what's appropriate.
Yeah.
And then you get into this thing that, okay, so somebody maintaining a dam gets 1760, but the people at the dump get 1932 and the cleaner gets 25. I mean, I just feel like
Yeah, but let's see how, the fact is that different jobs do get different paid. And I worked
Right.
in the hospital, the manager got 32, and a worker got 28, you know, if we're CNA, you got 18, and just.
but I
you know.
really feel like the dam person maybe has a lot more responsibility. Not just saying because it's you, I'm just saying for,
I agree.
I just feel like that's
I know
a
what
big,
I know what.
like maintaining a dam is a,
So what
I
did,
don't know.
yeah, what did you come up with?
Well, again, I'm just spitballing here, but if we use the 760 number and I did it 40 hours, give us a little cushion, is 704 a year, so let's call it 700, it leaves kind of where I thought it was gonna land, leaves $4,500 for the salaries.
No, well, you already pay them 1,050,
Right, I just mean,
so that
if
leaves
we,
2,800.
no, so if we have 5,200 in the budget, so subtract the 700 for 5,200.
Yeah.
That's our hourly, that's our cushion for hourly wages on top of the salary. That leaves $4,500 for damn wages. So we can keep it at 1,050, and then we add another position at the same rate, and we're still under that, under budget, or we use up the extra 45, the whole 4,500 and, you know, make every position
Yeah, we're
$1,500.
doing our math. Okay,
Okay, let's use the existing one, so it's 700 for additional hours on the year.
Yeah.
And then 1,000, let's say, hypothetically, we pay the exact same amount for the dam manager, so 1,050 times 3 is 3,150, so we would come in about $1,500 under budget on the year.
then that's what you have to play with, for the manager.
Right, or maybe the managing position should be more than 1,050, or maybe they should all get.
Oh, I think it
maybe
should
they I mean, we budgeted 5,200 with the purpose of having to fulfill this role.
Yeah. But let's, okay, let's get the, we'll talk more about wages the next time when I come up with
I think it's.
And I think what I'd like to do is, I think
Well, at least we're thinking about it.
we need to have a, workshop next week.
I agree.
To think, go over wages and hours and
I
that
agree.
kind of stuff, okay? I'll
I
try to
agree.
find a day we can all go.
But now we're thinking about it,
Yeah.
this has to be executed starting like now.
Well, that's what
July
I was gonna
1st,
ask, is
Yeah,
that,
July
we
1st
say
is
that
like next week.
we need to do an exercise before the end of this month?
Well, that's what the expectation is.
Holy moly.
that's
Yeah.
next week.
Yeah.
I'll take care of it this
Okay.
time, and put a lot of work into this, and fielded a lot of stuff, but I will take care of that, and I'm, like I said, my next step is to set up the auto dialer with the county, who offered to help and set that up for us, so I need to confirm and make sure that that's part of it. And basically, that means that whoever this dam manager is, or whoever the authorized people are, that we authorize, that are the authorized people, can call this number, and it auto dials everybody with a message saying, whatever the message is, that
Right.
Moxie Dam is
Evacuate.
breached, or this is a test for the EAP, so forth and so forth. We use, we have it, through FERC and through the state, and it comes out as an email. And we ran an EAP for the Lower River this past week. What was it? What did we get, Friday? Friday, we had all the rain, the river was real high. Thursday, Friday, well, the river was cresting. So everybody in Brookfield and on the Kennebec River, every associate that has their name tied to the EAP, we got an email alert, and it came in on our phone, it came in on our email. So that's the audit.
Right. Yeah.
So that came, and it was an EAP alert, so forth, and it's similar to what they'll do, but I'm sure it'll be a phone call.
So you said, when you said you'll take care of it, are you gonna try to get us an extension for that exercise, or are you just gonna do the exercise?
If I'm gonna, I won't do the exercise on time.
Okay.
I'm
Cause
not
I think it'd
gonna
be
have-
valuable, I'd love to be a part of it, you know.
Oh,
You know, I
absolutely.
mean, if there's some sort of activity that happens, I think it'd be wise for
Yeah.
all of us to be a part of it. And,
Absolutely. I'm gonna get it set up first, and basically, it will be, your names are on the list.
Okay.
When the auto dialer goes out, you're gonna get the phone call.
Is that the extent of the exercise, is just testing that auto dialer?
Correct.
There's not a, okay, we're not, I'm thinking like a tabletop exercise where
No,
we're getting
we're
incident
not doing that.
command and all this stuff.
No, not,
Okay.
that's not the extent of it.
Oh, okay,
It's an
that's a
alert.
lot, okay, I thought this,
No, this is.
cause I've been a part of like campus tabletop exercises where there's like 8 different agencies. Okay.
No, we're not going that far.
Alright.
No, that's what,
Just testing that auto dialer is what
Exactly.
you mean by an exercise?
you've been invited
Okay,
to that tabletop.
yep,
Every year they have it,
right, yep,
Right.
yep,
and you were supposed to go a couple years ago or last year, whatever,
yep,
but you were gonna represent, but they have them, Somerset County puts them on, and usually it's at Bingham and the school
right.
every
So
year.
I thought that what we had to now do as a town was a small version of that,
It's, no, it's just, it is.
but it's
No,
just
no,
testing the auto dialer.
That is, no,
Yeah,
no, we're just testing
okay,
and alerting everybody, making sure that everybody gets the phone call.
okay, all right.
And
that
if you didn't
makes
get
it
the
feel a
phone
lot better.
calls,
Okay,
cause that'll be a follow-up that I'll have to call, did you get your call?
yeah,
Or they'll have, the message will be text back XYZ to, that
okay,
you got the call.
Confirm that you
To
got it.
confirm that you got the call.
okay. I thought we were gonna be like doing something with the fire department, the warden service,
No,
okay,
no.
all right. I feel a lot better
No,
about that then, all right.
no.
Okay,
So that's
Life flight.
my old business. All right, so to recap, I'm gonna do a job description, if you will, and update the IOW, set up the auto dialer with Somerset County, if they're still willing, and go from there. And if I can, set up the EAP time test. Okay? And we're gonna have a workshop to discuss wages, and then we're gonna add that to that discussion.
Yep.
Okay. All right, anybody else got old business? How about any new business?
I have maybe a little bit old, just, I think I mentioned it to you, David, in passing, but LUPC did get that map
Yeah.
with the sketches, of the buildings on 1A, 9A and 10A. And so they're deliberating again. Based on my conversation, and I may be, not completely comprehending what they said, because they started getting into legal and laws and rulings and all this
I
kind of
read
stuff.
that, yeah.
That were a little bit over my head, but it looks to me like there's a pretty good chance that we will be able to sell lots 1, 2, 3, 9A, 10A, and 5, if we so desire, or if the townspeople approve that. 1A, probably not. It's not big enough for any buildings that are there. Those buildings.
Right.
So when a property isn't leased for more than 2 years, it reverts back to.
Yeah.
What they, I forget the terminology, but it basically reverts back to the pieces that we've retained.
Yeah.
Which would have been 4, which is over the other side of the bridge and then off to the left, and then all that wetlands around the
Correct.
second outlet. That's retained,
Yeah.
and so like if we don't sell a lease lot 2 next year,
Yeah.
then that becomes part of our retained, and then we can't,
Right.
you know what I
and
mean?
then
So
you can't lease it,
you
Can't
can't
sell
sell it.
can't sell it.
The lease history has a huge bearing. That's why we can't sell 6, which would probably be one I would love to sell.
Me too,
But there's no lease history. It's been, I
Right,
think the lease to Tatham was discontinued quite a few years
it was,
ago.
yeah.
So there's no lease history there, so I don't think we're gonna be able to sell it.
And as far as 5 goes, I don't know if we should sell 5.
Right.
Because of the damn structures on 5.
And access to that. part of it.
Access is correct, so
Yeah, it's not that we have to, it's just that we
I
can.
think you're right.
But I would think that would be,
But
a
still,
really,
that's 5 lots, if we could get it approved, that's 5 lots that we could sell, that would be fantastic.
and put that money towards long-range dam. That would be what I would
Yep.
suggest we do. I think that probably would have to be a vote thing.
It would be a vote thing for the people.
But that would be the assessor's recommendation, I
Yeah.
think, was
You said, 1, 2, 3, 5, 9A and 10A, and then 5 we're nixing because it's
Well,
Old
it's
dam
question,
property.
yeah.
I-
question mark,
Yeah, let's
because there's
just-
dam property.
And I think that ultimately, that since we have to retain 1A, I'm still kind of, I'm not 100% certain whether, see, the town always owned that lot. And we only have owned the building since, Joyce Barnes was basically coerced into selling them or whatever, she sold them to the town bought them. But buildings is like lease history, it carries some weight as far as what you can do with it. And I haven't really figured that out, cause I did ask, I think if we tore the 2 little ones down,
You did, yeah.
it was a lot big enough for that, and they said it's still not big enough.
Right.
So it's really kind of looking to me like what's gonna end up happening is the town is gonna be on the hook for tearing those 3 buildings down.
Right, which we could take, if the people voted, if we could sell those other lots, we could use those funds to
Tear those down.
tear those down.
I think that's what we're looking at, because as you
But that's-
remember, MMA was on us about
yeah, about the
the
insurance.
condition of the buildings and the insurance, so.
All right, that's good news, that we're at least moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
It's a long noodle that we've been pushing, both of us, we've
Right.
had our both share in that, yeah. So good.
So that's where we're at. We're really dependent on LUPC, and they move at their own speed, from what I can tell,
Any government does.
you know.
Okay?
Did you agree, Chuck?
Unbelievable.
Anything else for,
What was, you mentioned something about lot 4, that's not sellable because.
Oh,
It
wetland.
was,
That's-
it was
that's a
retained to
spill.
begin with, it's never been leased, there's no lease history on
That's
it.
the spillway,
Yep, that's what I thought.
that's the second bridge.
Yeah, after the second on the left, like there's a little parking area there.
Yeah, I
you
know
can
the
pull off
area,
and
yeah.
that, but that goes out.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
where
though,
the
when you
four-wheeler
take the
park
high
is.
wire, the
Correct.
high water mark, there's not much land there, for the high, once you,
Correct.
pull the high water mark up, it's not much of a spot. And I don't really know if they could ever build anything on 1 and 2, I mean, yeah, 1 and 2, I really don't, but maybe.
I think so. I think.
I was looking at some old stuff, there was a discrepancy back years ago between, a soil test that the town had done, and then the state did one, and they didn't jive.
Oh, okay. The soil test, didn't
So
see
I
that.
know, it was a friend of mine who did it, Bob Gilchrist, they hired, that's what he does, is design septics, he does soil tests. And he thought it was fine, and the state came in and did and said, no, it's not, but it never went any further than that, so. But it would certainly be helpful if somebody could
Mhm.
do that, cause it makes it more valuable, you could build a place there, and,
Mhm. It would be.
so, alright, that's about all I have on that.
All right, any new business? No? Any other questions? Justin, you're speaking.
Oh, I was just looking at this, tax map of these lots, just looking at it, as we talked about it.
All right, then I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
No, we gotta do our appointments. We skipped
Oh, that's right,
those.
we gotta do the appointments, I'm sorry, I got up with this other stuff. Okay, so
So-
we have to, an appointment and swearing of the treasurer and
Tax
Tax
collector.
collector.
tax collector.
What about, is the BMV and IF&W, is that part of the tax collector, or that should be a separate, is that a separate?
It got
one?
separated, a while back.
Okay, yep,
It used to be one position and then
yeah, it's because
Oh,
of the
yeah, all
conflict
that.
of the, so we have a
Got
tax
separated.
collector, BMV, IF&W person, and then the treasurer.
Right,
So I just have the tax collector and treasurer right here, I have to go print another one for BMV. An IFW agent, if you want to just
Yeah.
give them to Denise.
Anybody wanna make a motion?
I'll make the motion that we appoint Denise Raincourt as the tax collector.
I'll second.
Favor?
All right.
We wanna do,
Did any one of us have to read that, or anyone in particular?
what's that?
I think I have to.
You have to read it,
Yeah, I, Denise Rancourt, do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and of this state, as long as I shall continue to be a thereof, so help me God. I, Denise Rankart, do swear that I will faithfully discharge all the duties incumbent upon the tax collector according to the Constitution and laws of the state of Maine, so help me God.
That really has to be done, I'm supposed to be there. Just
Oh,
saying,
okay.
Cause I'm the clerk and so
Okay.
in order to.
I will wait till you get back
you have
and
a
I'll read
Bible?
it again.
Do we have a Bible in the building?
So are we gonna do
Gibson's
these?
Bible?
Okay, we'll have to wait for her to come back. Did we do them separately, or are we doing them as a collective?
I think if it's the same person, it needs to be separately.
Separate.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know we all read ours at the same time.
Right.
They were technically separate documents.
All right, so when she comes back, someone will make a motion for each one of the three separately.
Yes, and I will not be here tomorrow for my BMV hours, as I told you guys, I think it was last month,
Yep.
I did have something this day. But I'm gonna put a note on the door.
I thought, I just saw ATV
Yeah.
and I was like, uh-oh, what now?
BMP isn't open tomorrow.
Nope, did you have something you needed to register?
I think Chuck has to go to Augusta to do it.
Oh, your bus?
Oh, no.
Right, change the plate, still got one with a pine tree.
Oh, yeah, I don't have a bus.
Being with a chickadee on it, I got a pine tree on it.
But I will do, like, if, I just can't do tomorrow, I can do Thursday, I can do Friday, so I will, if somebody needs something done, make an appointment for another
Oh,
day.
wait, Michelle. What is this? Is that another lot, 8A?
No, originally, these were two separate lots, it's now one,
Okay.
it's lot three.
I just noticed it's like the same symbol as these ones.
No, that was, I think that's left over from when CMP had it,
Okay,
but, that's now one.
it's all.
That's,
three.
yeah, that's all lot three, yeah.
And this is the lot where the folks, which one is the lot where the folks are trying to get power in?
Oh, well,
6.
6, I'm not sure it really shows on that.
It doesn't, it's over here, right?
Yeah.
But I thought I heard someone say that we couldn't sell 6 because of lack of lease history,
Correct.
but it's
Correct.
currently leased now, right?
No, it hasn't been leased for years.
Oh, so why are they trying to get power to it?
They wanna use the right of way to get power.
They wanna go through lot 6
Correct.
Right.
to get to lot 5.
No, to another lot that's not,
It's
they
not
bought.
affiliated at all.
Not
Gotcha.
at all, it's
Okay.
they purchased a lot off, well, it's Doug
Between-
Tatham that owned it originally, sold it to Cantrell Seafood sold it to these
Yeah.
people, and they wanna be able to put poles on,
So between, when you turn on Shirley Road?
Yeah.
We own the corner.
Right.
And then between there and then the next road, Memory Lane,
Yeah.
there's a parcel in there, and that's what they own. And we have a road that goes in, the Davis,
Yeah.
that goes through 5. They wanna run poles down through our
Right.
municipal, what we own.
Yeah.
That's what they're looking for.
Yeah.
right. And we pretty much
I
decided that,
I
you know
was-
what, just start on the Shirley Road and run in from
You
there.
have to, because we're not gonna be responsible once you, the town's not gonna wanna, if they put poles in, somebody's gotta keep that plowed,
Right.
maintained, trimmed, all that type of stuff, but we're not looking to add that to our fiscal.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's get back to the, we made a motion for the tax collector, and it was seconded, and it was all in favor.
Okay, so who made the motion?
Charlie made the motion, Justin seconded. Now we'll make a motion for the BMV, IF&W.
I make a motion, we appoint Denise Rancourt as the BMV and IF&W agent.
I'll second.
Favor? Now we'll need a motion for the treasurer.
I'll make the motion that we appoint Denise Rancourt as treasurer.
Second.
All in favor? Okay, and that, the appointing, now you're gonna read your
Yes, I can read my,
documentation.
yes.
You have to read all 3 of them.
Can I just say that all the positions
Yes,
in one?
yes.
Thank you.
That's what
I don't
we
know
did.
if my voice confused it.
Yeah, that's what we did the other day.
Okay. I, Denise Rankart, do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and of this state, so long as I shall continue to be a citizen, therefore, so help me God. I, Denise Rankart, do swear that I will faithfully discharge all duties incumbent upon me as treasurer, tax collector, BMV agent, and IFNW agent, according to the Constitution and laws of the state, so help me God.
And then we just need to sign it.
Beautiful.
Like that.
Now I can get a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Perfect.
Hey,
Thank you,
Dave,
everybody.
is the dam operator the one that makes the call on the emergency, situation up there on the dam? Like if you said the dam was breached and people down the road he's the one that has to call FEMA or DEP or whatever?
No, it's Maine Emergency Management.
Main emergency management, okay,
Yeah,
it's like the
FEMA.
local type FEMA, yeah,
Well, it's the state.
yeah, state,
We'll
yeah.
stop the-
That's what we call it. Tells them we got a breach up there and then,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so,
So that encompasses part of the guy who's gonna be the dam operator,
correct.
yeah,
And
that
that's what-
adds a lot more,
That's exactly what the discussion is, yeah, that's.
yeah, that's what I thought, but I didn't know if, I knew we had to manage the upflow of the dam, but I didn't know he was the guy that made the call, I thought it might have been one of the
Well,
selectmen or something.
It can be one of the persons, as long as whoever gets on the authorized list to make the call, but somebody's gonna make sure that it gets done and follows up and does, implements that, but yes.
Yeah, that's what it is, okay, that's what I thought, I just